My journey with Catholic nuns. My ex husband was Catholic. Because of that, I was introduced to Catholicism. We used to go to church every day, and that was the only place he took me out. Other than that, I was kept inside the house. I didn't have freedom to go anywhere I wanted to go. And the violence at home was so intense, and I didn't have anybody to tell. So one day in the church, suddenly a nun showed up. I really felt that was the one way for me to find a way to share my story and find a way to escape from my ex husband. So it was really hard because my husband didn't allow me to talk to anybody in the church. But still, kind of a way, I connected with the nun. And somehow, after little, she gave me the number to call. So all this happened very secretly, even though it was in the church, but without my husband noticing it, because he used to serve in the altar server. So when he is preparing or when he is doing the work that time, slowly I will do, I will say certain thing and how can I talk to you, and then I got the number like that. Slowly I made that connection. Then I met the nun in the convent when my husband was at work. That was the first escape thing. I did something without the knowledge of my husband. He didn't know that I have left home. So I came back before sorry, before he came home, so he didn't notice it. So I went and told the nun what was happening, and I said, I don't know how to survive because each moment seems I'm going to die very soon. So she said she will be praying, and honestly, her prayers and they all the support, I was able to escape from my ex-husband. And when I was in the shelter, I contacted her, the nun, and told her that I have left ex-husband. Then I needed a job, so I got the opportunity to work with the seniors, which was which the nuns were running a senior home. So that was their merciful act from them to provide a job. Through that, I got my first credit card. And meantime, also, I took um, I looked after a dying Catholic priest, and that was the first time I was so close with the death. And uh, when he was passing away, the nun called me. It was around 4 a.m. in the morning, before 4. So she said, if you can come now, please come. It looks like he's going to die. So by the time I reached, he already passed away, but I stayed in his room until they came and took his body. So it was really some moment for me to be with the dying at the same time. So the working with the seniors was a gift for me, and that became my permanent job when I moved to Montreal also. um, so then when I like completely left after the police, the court case and all, I needed a place to stay in Toronto. So again, the nuns voluntarily provided me, and I didn't have a proper job to pay the rent. So they said, okay, you be there and you do all the house service. So instead of, paying the money, you do the service to the place. So it's like working for them at the same time, getting, being there. So I agreed, and the day the court case was happening, when my husband went to work, I came, and transferred all my luggage into the nunnery, and then I went to the court. I testified. I Everything was done, and then uh, came. mm, I came to the convent. And my husband is like a police dog who was able to find everything. So somehow he found out the convent, and he started to call the convent. So I didn't feel safe in Toronto. So then I moved to Montreal. And even in Montreal, Mother Teresa home, I volunteered with them. um, it was a beautiful experience to work in the soup kitchen with them. Then I went to Salesian Nuns come and see weekend. And at that time, the option I had was becoming a nun, because I was separated from, I didn't get my divorce yet. I was separated from my ex husband. So I didn't, I felt like, okay, let me become, I didn't know that a woman can live a life alone by herself. That was so new, because in Sri Lanka, either you get married or you become a nun. There was only two options for women. So I also thought that. So I was really hardly trying to get into a convent to become a nun, but nothing happened. And because of Vides, the Salesian nuns, they were running this Vides Canada organization, where they were sending volunteers to different countries. So I was able to go to South Sudan, and I lived with the nuns. The nun came and picked me from the airport in Juba, South Sudan. And it was a very beautiful moment to live together with them, singing and praying, and how the whole environment. It is one of the, so in South Sudan I have lived in two convents. And in Toronto also, while I was when I moved to Montreal, and whenever I have to come to Toronto for any thing, I stayed at the convent. So they were so merciful. They accepted me, they welcomed me, they allowed me to stay with them. Then in Sri Lanka also, I lived in a convent. Well, I was working in a place, because I didn't know at that moment, as a woman, to rent alone and live by myself. So I always felt convent was safe for me. So it was again another journey to be in the convent in Sri Lanka too. And I did peace and reconciliation course in Sri Lanka. I met many Sinhala nuns in Sri Lanka, and one of them, they took me to Kalpatia. It is an island. From Kalpatia, we got a boat and we went. How the it is a isolated island, and they are how the children, and their lifestyle to understand. So as I was so into the welfare of human being there, how they live, and also they were able to help me to see different communities, how they live, and how their struggles. So it was really a blessing to travel with the nun. And then we came to Talavila St. Anne's church, and we got because of the nun, we got the opportunity to stay and have the meal at the rectory, with in the parish. So it was really a blessing for me to experience new experiences through the nuns. And in Canada, I was so close to them. We used to play basketball, and there are many novices, who has not yet become a nun, and they were, so it's like we all to begin. We are like same age, same kind of thing, living together. So it was one of the great moment for me. And one of the girl who was with me at the come and see weekend, she became a nun. So when I later went to Toronto, she was there as a nun, and that was also kind of a surprise for me, because when I used to go to the school, she was going to the church at the same time. We were very living very close by to each other. So I was like, wow, I supposed to be a nun, but I'm going to school and she has become a nun. So that is a beautiful moment. And in Toronto, many nuns, they don't wear habit, they wear skirt and blouse. So it was really kind of something. One nun, I went with her to World Youth Day, and she was just wearing normal pants, and so I didn't know that she was a nun until she revealed herself. I was just like, I was thinking she's just an ordinary woman, and I was so free with hugging her and just holding her hand and all these things. But then later I found out she was also, sometimes, even with the habit, I have seen nuns like my mother. There is a nun called Sister Cecilia. She helped me through the divorce, and she was a pillar of support. And later she became an elderly woman in a home. I used to visit her, and she has lost her memory, but still she remembered Maureen. So that was a beautiful moment when I remember you, and I was like, wow. So it was a gift for me to spend time with her. And that connection I had with the nuns in Toronto, being like, physically close, holding them, hugging them, I really miss that, in Sri Lanka. And especially Buddhism, they don't allow, come closer contact. So I always value that Catholicism, Catholic nuns, how free we are with each other, because other religions, it's not easy even to have that connection, as a human being, being free. And there is always that hierarchy which is present in other religions. So I always value that opportunity I had with Catholic nuns, especially in Canada, to be closely walk with them. I still remember when I was going for come and see weekend, there was nun waiting for me to pick me at the subway station, and I was late. Half an hour I was late, but still she waited. So all these amazing moments here, we can't even expect a nun comes and picks and takes us, especially other religions, Buddhism and all. Like, we have to serve them. They will never serve the human being. So that, and you can't sit together in the same, chair or same space. But that, breaking, and I always like, whenever I'm with the Buddhist nun, I always like, oh my god, how much I miss Catholicism, their humanity, the way they are down to earth, the way they serve human being as one with them. It's not only Mother Teresa, but but that is not present at all. So that is one of the gift, I will say. Catholic nuns have shown all over the world to be connected with human being as one, without holding them that they are superior. Yes, they also have these superiors and all these, but that is very rare in Canada, because I have met all the superiors in Toronto and Montreal, and they were down to earth. Even though they were superiors, but they were like equal to us. So that was a gift in Toronto, and I wish that all the other religious nuns, and also other parts of the world, also will become one with fellow human being. I wish may it happen in our lifetime. Thank you.